Hi everyone, so I'm back and I want to do a reaction to um another Ghost in the Shell opening. This time I want player. Okay. Okay, so let's go through player. Just rapping it, which you might not like, but it's cool. Okay, this was all in the medical field, children and the elderly in the medical field. What was the nation going through? How this was something in Japan that they didn't know what to face. You know, they didn't know how to face it, and then Major had to dive into like the net, but it was like what diving into the situation itself. This is like another world that she had to go into. A gone in Russian is fire. Fire. What fire did she have to put out? Why are these characters? Why is Bato always why is he smoking? Because what does it mean for someone to smoke? Smoking, what I was told, is a false sense of security. You smoke because why? Mm, Trying to feel something in your life. You're trying to have some type of pleasure. It's not pleasure at all. It's false because it's not good for you. See, Major's like, this thing ain't good for you. The medical supplies, this ain't good for you. We were told that this is good for us, but it's really not. So they had to realize what was this whole scandal thing. And then this is Rise. So Major Major was told things like this. It was like this. Okay, in the movie, like Major was told something like this. Major was told that certain things are the way they are for a reason, but she had to figure out why they're the way they are. There's something going on within the medical field, especially between children and their grandparents. That was pretty much the movie. What's the correlation between the medical field, children, and their grandparents? Why are they being taken care of by their grandparents? And where truly are their parents? You know, um, and this happens when your parents die. Who takes care of you? The rest of your relatives. And sometimes you don't got uncles or aunts to really take care of you. Sometimes they're like in other states, other countries, depending upon your family and where you came from. And your grandparents are the only ones who can take care of you. I knew people like that. I knew more than one person who was taken care of by their grandparents because their parents died. And I'm just like, okay, that's horrible. I'm just like, it's not just in America. It's all over the world. You know, Tragedies happen, wars happen, and that's the reason why that is so a thing. Why is that a thing? It's because well, I mean, we have this problem, but how do you face this problem? Well, why is this problem a problem? So it's like that. When you do investigations like in Ghost in the Shell, everything, it sounds boring. It's just a lot of talking, and people are like, Ghost in the Shell is boring, it's just talking. And I'm like, no, 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 you gotta follow the story. You need to follow the story, because it's like, why? It's really deep. It's really deep in terms of like what in the world am I like? This issue has a lot of depth. That's having something that's deep. It's depth, and it's emotional. It's an emotional like roller coaster. It's too much because that's what life is like. Ghost in the Shell explains life truly. It's like this situation is too much to handle. That's when something's too deep. You're deep in like the trenches. You're deep in misery. You're deep in sorrow. You're just on the deep end. You're on the deep end of despair and destruction. And sometimes it really is a damnation. And that's like, you don't want to say it. I hate saying that word. I hate saying damnation. I hate saying that word. But because I don't want to scare people. And I can scare people. And people are like, I don't know why some people don't talk to me. They don't come back to see me. And I'm like, well, I think I scared him off. And my dad told me, Richard, you gotta be careful what you say. I'm like, but dad, I was just telling him a story. And then he's like, yo, you still gotta be careful what you say. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. But I say what you said. And he's like, oh, I gotta be careful what I tell you. And I'm like, well. Oh, so guys, yeah, that's Ghost in the Shell. Everyone's like, why is Ghost in the Shell like my favorite anime forever? Well, my first, yeah, favorite anime is Ghost in the Shell. Pokemon, Dragon Ball Z, of course, but I was, like growing up. But growing up, my favorite was Ghost in the Shell. And I learned about Ghost in the Shell when I was like, I think I was like 8. And people were like, what's she doing watching that? I'm like, oh, what hooked me was what hooked everyone else. The theme song. It was Ariga. You know it was Ariga? That's why Ariga's my favorite artist. Yeah, I'm Ice Spirit S9. Yeah, I posted Spiral, the sing-alongs, and I did that. And everyone's like, oh my god, who did Ariga's like Serenita, and this started this. It was me. I started it. Okay. I was the girl with the long hair. I had way longer hair than this. It was trailed all the way onto I cut it. I style it now. So am I the girl with long hair? Well, if this is considered long to you, okay. But no, 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 no. It was like Rapunzel. I was known for being Rapunzel. I was known for being a Pocahontas and for being Rapunzel. Pocahontas because I love Colors of the Wind and I was a Native American, and my entangled because I had super long hair. Even though Rapunzel was blonde, I had super long hair. They still called me Rapunzel. And that's just the thing. You're called names for a reason. This is why, oh, you got to be careful, okay? What you name things, especially your kids. You got kids, you got to be careful what you name your kids. Because your kids are going to be that in life. And then so you want to name them Michael? Oh, you best believe you better teach that child right, because that child better be a good Michael. If it's a bad Michael, oh God, oh God, oh God, you ain't gonna have that day. All right, guys, stay safe. Have a good one. Till next time. Have a good one. Take care.